Good afternoon. It's good to see everybody. We're fixing to get started with this wonderful program that Christmas Comes to Detroit, Louie. We thank you all for coming in and supporting. This team has worked for 4 months now to put this program on, and it's going to be a spectacular night. I know that as soon as this is over, you get on your telephone and you call some of your friends and say, y'all better get on down there before 5:30, because the next program will be at 5:30, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of laughter. There'll be some crying. There'll be some wailing. There'll be some fighting. And no, I don't think it's going that far, but a couple announcements. The nursery, we do have a nursery open in the back. If your child needs to go, there is a nursery provided. And if you need to use the restroom, if you don't mind, please exit and go out the back to go around and come in the side door around here if you need for the restrooms, because there'll be all kind of activity up here. But welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. And we're going to open up with a word of prayer, and then we'll get started. Father, we thank you for the ability to be able to come tonight. This team, dear Father, has dedicated and worked themselves tirelessly. They've put in a lot of hours. They've done a lot of practice, Lord, from the construction to the skits and time away from their family, and to come up here and put this together. And Lord, just let the message be spoken tonight. Just really realizing what Christmas is really and truly all about. We thank you for every man, woman, and child that is part of this team, and every man, woman, and child who has came to make this possible tonight. May you be glorified, and may the name Jesus have true meaning in each and every one of our hearts. In your name we pray, and amen.
Dad, you sit right here. We'll be right back. Okay. Come back. But, Cara, don't you understand? Let's just put it off for a few more days. Until at least after Christmas is over.
I'm not leaving this place until he's admitted. If you're not man enough to face the facts, then I'll sign the papers to get him myself.
But he's my father. I can't just cast him out there like a worn-out shoe. He's my father. I'm his son. I owe him way more than that.
You're not just casting him aside. He's old, John. Too old to take care of himself. Here, they're fixed for it. And he'll be around others his own age. Don't you think he'd like that?
I just keep thinking about what he would do if I was in his place.
Well, what about it? Are you going to sign the papers?
Also, what about the kids? They have already bought him gifts. What are they going to do when we come home without him?
Well, we can just tell him that he's gone to visit someone and he'll be back later. Oh, John, can't you see? It's the only way. He doesn't fit in anymore. He doesn't understand our ways, the friends, the children.
He's just in the way then, isn't he?
No, it's not that. It's just that. Oh, John, why can't you understand?
It's okay. I totally understand. Don't cry. Come on, let's go sign those papers, and then I'll come back and try to tell him something.
You can go in now, Mrs. Brown. Well, what is it this time, Miss Aiken. Don't tell me you found something that hasn't either been photographed or taken out yet.
Well, now, honey, listen. You would think that a person in my condition would deserve a little bit more respect. Heaven knows I lack attention, child. I want to see that doctor, if you please.
Please, Mrs. Aiken, don't you know it's Christmas? The doctor has a family at home just like everyone else, and I'm sure he wants to be with them tonight of all nights. I tell you what, how about give you a nice little bottle of pink and blue pills for you to try? And by Monday morning, if you're not feeling any better, the doctor can come. You can come back. The doctor might even operate again. How about that?
Well, you know, that might be okay. No, child, listen. I might not last till then. I want to see that doctor. That is, oh, Lord, if I can hold on that long.
Hello.
Well, hello.
You're mighty lonesome, aren't you?
Well, yes, I guess I am. What makes you ask that? Do I look lonesome?
I can't see you, but I'll bet you do.
Oh, I didn't know you could.
That's all right. Besides, being blind is as bad as some may think. Take you, for instance. You're a rather old gentleman. Your legs aren't too dependable. Your hands shake, and you're very, very lonesome.
But I want to know one thing. How do you know these things? If you can't see me, how can you tell me these things?
Well, I knew you were old, for I heard another man call you Dad, and they had to help you in here. Well, I heard your cane when you're walking in, so I knew about your legs. And the paper keeps rattling when you read it, so your hands must be shaking.
But what makes you think I'm lonesome?
That was the easiest part of all. Your voice. Are you sick, mister? Did you come here to get well?
No, I just came here with my son. He came here to visit someone, and he'll be back for me any time now. But you're a pretty little girl. How old are you?
I'm 12. Glad you're only visiting, not like some of the others I met on my visits. Once, there was an old lady whose son left her here just because she was old, and...
Listen, you two, pardon me. I hate to interrupt, but would either one of you happen to have the time?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that's all right, honey. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon anyway. I really do wish that the doctor would hurry. I've got the most fascinating symptoms to tell him about. Do you all know the doctor?
No, I don't know him. I'm just here waiting on my son. He's visiting someone. He'll be back for me anytime now.
I know him. He says that one day, when I'm old enough, he can make me see again. If he can just get that specialist to come and look at my eyes.
Well, that Dr. Wilson, he's my doctor, and he is the most marvelous man. 11 operations he has performed on me, and he has never dropped a stitch. He is so wonderful.
Dad, Car and I, we have thought.
Oh, John, it might be a little while. Is that what you're trying to tell me, son? It's okay. Listen. Do you remember that time you found that little puppy running around by the railroad tracks? You got him up, you brought him home. He was running around over the house, knocking things over all under your mama's feet. She looked at you and she said, John, that puppy's got to go. You got so mad, you went up and locked yourself in your room and told her, I'm not going to ever speak to you again. But you know what? By supper that night, you quit crying. And by the time for you to lay down and say your prayers, you wrapped your little arms around her neck and give her a big old hug and said, Mama, I'm sorry. I know that puppy's got to go. So, John, take your time. Do whatever you got to do. I'll be here waiting on you.
Dad, I'll be right back.
Was your boy crying, mister? Why was he crying?
I think he just gave away his last little puppy.
What did you say?
Nothing nearly as important as tomorrow is to a little girl of 12.
What's gonna happen tomorrow?
Well, it's Christmas, child. Haven't you ever heard of Christmas?
Oh, that. I guess so.
All right, Harry, come on, Harry, have a seat right here. Hey, Mac, is the doc in?
Yes, he's in. The nurse will be with you. You can ring that little bell right on
Thanks,
there.
pal. Nurse! Dad!
Excuse me, sir. Sir, over there. Honey, have you hurt your hand?
No, honey, what are you thinking? He comes in here once a week for a manicure? Yeah, he hurt his finger.
and yelling at the nurse that way, she won't appreciate that much either.
What is this, some kind of nut house? I bring in Harry. He's in terrible pain. And I get no mercy around here.
Hey.
Nurse!
Well, hey, maybe if you just calm down a little bit, the nurse will be with you in a minute.
Oh, Louie, I'm dying. You gotta do
He's
something.
dying! Doc, I'm so glad you're here! It's Harry. It's his finger. He might lose his arm.
Has he lost any blood? I can't find any broken bones.
It's his finger here. I hope it ain't broke.
You mean that's when all this excitement was over? One little finger?
It ain't just a little finger. It's my picking finger.
Yeah.
Well, he don't look like no musician to me.
Well, I mean, he could be an artist. An artist has to be very careful with his hands.
Yeah, an artist. Ain't I?
An artist, yeah.
Well, it doesn't seem to be broken, just a sprain. How'd you do it?
We was on this bus. I was reaching for my wallet when all of a sudden this guy sits on my hand.
Well, how in the world could you do that? Unless, what were you doing in his pockets?
Just making change, that's all. Just making change.
Okay. Well, you just have a seat. It'll be a few more minutes. These others were ahead of you. Hello, Julie.
Hello, doctor. Have you heard from him yet? Has he studied my test?
No, let's be patient. We've waited a long time. We can wait just a little bit longer. I promise. Just as soon as I hear from him, I'll let you know. Mrs. Aiken? My, you look terrible.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you. Now listen, they haven't come out with any new prescriptions you haven't told me about, have they?
No, but I promise, as soon as they do, you'll be the first to get an injection. You must be Mr. Varner.
Oh, yes, that's right. My son must have told him I was out here. Then you'll know I'm not a patient. I'm just here waiting on my son. He's visiting someone. He'll be back for me any time now.
But they said that...
That's all right, Mr. Varner. You just wait right here on him. I'll get to everyone as soon as I can. Just a few minutes. I want to finish up here quickly. The kids are waiting on me at the house to help with the tree. That's weird. I must have dropped my watch in another room.
If I can find my pen, I'll fill out your record. I can't seem to find it anywhere.
Can't you take a day off?
The guy's got to stay in practice, ain't he? Excuse me, lady. Is this your pen? You must have dropped it when you looked at my finger.
Yeah, that's it. All right, let's see now. Name?
Harry. Harry the Lift. My pal's name's Detroit Louie. Do you need his too?
Yes, yes, he is the one bringing you in, but I need your correct name. Nicknames won't do.
That is my correct name, Harry the Lift. My friends call me Harry, but I don't mind them shortening it.
All right, well, what about your address?
I don't have a permanent address. I spend a lot of time in that big brick house downtown, but I can't remember the address.
Well, how long have you lived there? Surely you can remember that.
Oh yeah, the landlord leased it to me this last time for exactly a year and a day.
That's a strange lease. Oh, well, occupation?
Occupation? Is a third degree?
Yeah.
No, I just asked how you make your living. You do work, don't you?
I'm entitled to counsel, ain't I? I got constitutional rights. I'm an artist. That's why I've got to protect my delicate hands.
Yeah, he's an artist.
Thank goodness that's it. That's funny. I was sure I wore it. Oh well, there's a clock inside.
Does your hand hurt much?
No, not much. Just a little stiff, that's all.
That's good. Do you know what tomorrow is?
Well, of course he knows what tomorrow is. Harry, tell her tomorrow's Sunday. What, you're not missing your calendar, are you?
I know tomorrow's Sunday. It's a sort of special Sunday. That's all.
Yoo-hoo, Mr. Cleveland. Look here, do you think you could pass me another magazine?
Wait, that ain't my name. It's Louie. Detroit Louie.
Well, yes, I knew it was someplace.
How long you been waiting?
Oh, not long. But these other two ladies, they've been here for quite a while.
You sure he ain't checking you in here? This a rest home too, ain't it?
No, he's coming back.
Shame on you. You should be ashamed of yourself thinking a thing like that.
Oh, young woman, listen, honey. If you want to see the doctor, you got to ring-a-ding-ding that little bell over there. But not that it's going to do you one little old bit of good. Because I have been here all morning and I still ain't seen no doctor.
just is getting to me. Harry, get up and give the lady a seat. Sheesh, yeah, taught you nothing. Get over here. Another stunt like that, I won't read the funny papers to you for a month.
Miss, is something wrong? Can I help you?
No, I'm all right. I feel a little.
What is it? What's happening?
Harry!
Nurse!
She's down!
She got me faint.
Harry, do something!
I don't know. She came in here. She said she didn't feel good and she needed to see the doctor. And, oh, Lord, I'm going to faint.
Lady, if you're gonna faint, then faint and quit talking about it.
I never.
Please tell me what's happening. Why are y'all yelling at one another?
Don't cry, little one. Everything's going to be all right. The lady's just feeling a little ill, that's all. Nurse, would you look at her? She looks like she hadn't eaten in a week.
Here, she's coming to. Help me with her. We'll take her out back to the doctor and examine her.
Is the lady hurt? Is that what's wrong with her?
Yeah. From the way she looks, she's hurt all right, but not the way you mean.
Well, it was suicide if you ask me.
Suicide? Are you nuts?
Yeah, you say what you will. Just go ahead. I've seen her kind before. She came in here, she was all pale and face, and she was hungry in those ragged clothes. Yeah, I'm telling you, she probably took an overdose of sleeping pills.
If she wanted to kill herself, why did she wind up here?
Well, maybe she wants to die and just wanted to come here to taper off a little bit.
Go ahead and make your wisecracks, mister. You're gonna see.
But nurse, I just wanted to help.
Yeah, sure you did. Now you just sit down and be a good little boy.
How is she, nurse? Is it serious?
The doctor's with her now. I can let you know something more after he examines her.
Well, look at here, nurse lady. Why don't you just go ahead and ask her how many she took? It'll save you a whole lot of trouble.
And it might save you all a lot of trouble if you just sit down and try to relax so the doctor can see you. I don't think you have anything to worry about unless I'm badly mistaken.
Nothing to worry about. This Jane walks in, says hi, and passes out cold as a cucumber. And we ain't got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, Louie, what will we do if the cops come? What are we gonna do then?
What he means is he hopes the cops don't come down here and take us all downtown for questioning.
Well, that would be a shame since it is the night before Christmas.
Christmas? Huh, child, it's just another day of the year to me. It's just like any other. Except, oh Lord, the doctor says that this may be my last.
Don't let him worry you, ma'am. I've seen several people who look as bad as you, and they lived a long time. I think.
Christmas has kind of a magical ring to it, doesn't it? I know two little boys right now that's home, got their noses pressed up against that window pane. They looking for that little white bearded fella, expecting him any minute to come tripping along with his reindeer.
This may be my last Christmas too, you know? The last one I'll spend in darkness. Next year, mister, I may have my nose pressed up against some window pane. If I do, if things do work out all right, I won't watch for Santa. There'll be plenty of kids without my doing that. I think I'll just go outside, raise my hands up to heaven, and pray that God will let me see the star. Do you know the one, the Bethlehem star?
Oh, I think you'll see it. Who knows? Maybe right now in some quiet corner of heaven, back away from all the singing and shouting, God's got a couple of angels polishing that star up just for you. I think you'll see it.
Make him stop it, Louie.
Hey, how about laying off all the mushy stuff? Harry here can't take it. And what's what you say about the reindeers? He thinks they're for real.
Oh, well, I bet a big, strong, intelligent man like you don't believe in all that Christmas stuff, do you, Mr. Rochester?
Look, lady, the name's Detroit. Detroit Louie. You know, like where the cars are made. Can't pull anything over old Louie here. Yeah, see, the one used to have the chaplain come out and read that story to us about the star and the baby. Those guys, they believed it. Not old Louie. Nope, not me.
Mr. Louie,
What?
I mean, don't you believe in this stuff, Christmas and all?
Hey,
What?
did you say warden? Have you been in prison?
Warden! I ain't say nothing about no warden. Harry, did I say warden?
I didn't hear nothing about no warden.
No, I ain't say warden.
Well, look at here. It's all right, sugar. Everybody's entitled to at least one mistake. Ain't that right, Mr. Atlanta?
Oh.
You can all relax now. She's doing just fine. The doctor's finishing up with her and about ready to start seeing all of you. Have any of you seen my watch? I can't seem to find it anywhere.
Is this it, man? You must have lost it off your arm.
Well, nurse lady, honey, what was that woman's trouble, the one that came in? Did she have an accident or something?
You might call it that. Let's just say she misread the instructions on a pill bottle.
Oh, sleeping pills.
My, would you look at all these sad expressions? And it's Christmas Eve at that. I tell you what, give me a few more minutes to finish up these last few gifts, and I'll start on all of you at once. With any luck, I'll have you all home in time to enjoy the mistletoe.
Oh, well, doctor, I hope you don't have any mistletoe hanging around here anywhere.
Me either, lady. You just don't know how bad.
Why don't you all do something to pass the time away? I tell you what, I've got a Bible on my desk. Why don't one of you read the Christmas story?
Yeah, especially that part about, the reindeers.
Not that story, the Christmas story about the birth of Christ.
Here you are talking about reading the Christmas story, and Harry is in terrible pain. He may even lose this arm here. Did you people talk about anything else? Oh, what's up about Christmas? I ain't. Unless you got some presents to give. Which you ain't.
Why not let someone read it? It might do us all some good.
That's strange. It was there this morning.
A Bible, Harry. Ah.
Is this it, ma'am?
Yeah, you seem to be finding everything today.
Look, unless you people want to drive a suffering man out into the snow, don't read that story.
It ain't snowing out there, Louie.
Why not let someone read it? Why are you so determined not to hear it? You should think you could just close your ears.
For the past 11 years, I've had to march out of my cell, my room, and had to listen to the chaplain talk about the baby and hear that story, and now for the first time in 12 years, 12 years, I'm on the outside, and I gotta hear it again?
But why not let them read it? I really want to hear the part about the reindeers.
Don't you believe in Christmas, mister?
Sure I do. Not as much as you believe in all that junk about that star up there, get polished, that you ain't never gonna see.
You take that back. You take it back right now. Next year I'll see it, and I know I will.
Well,
Are you satisfied now?
well, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you all upset. It's just, they're probably up there polishing it for you right now. I'm sure you see it one day.
Look at here, Julie, honey. You don't listen to Mr. Seattle. He don't know what he's talking about. Honey, that doctor, he knows exactly what he's doing. You just be patient, okay, sugar?
I'm sorry I cried. I guess I'm just tired.
Oh, honey, well, that's all right. I know all about being tired. Listen, why don't you just take you a little nap, and when the doctor comes in to see you, we'll wake you up, sugar.
Who knows? When you wake up, this room might be full of gifts for you.
And a great big Christmas tree with candy canes on it and presents under it for all of you.
Why? Who knows what is in this room? It's Christmas. If a king was born in a stable, then who knows? Right now, God might have his heralding angels flying all around in here with treasure chests full of gifts just for us and us to ask for. The world asked for a Savior that night, and they got him.
That's right, honey. Look at here right now, all across this world. Boys and girls everywhere, they're nipped down by their bed and they're asking the Lord for things. You could do that too, sugar. Listen, it might sound silly, but you about to take a nap. You might as well say a little old prayer before you go to sleep.
But I couldn't do that. What would all of you think?
Well, who cares what we think? I got 2 little grandsons at home right now. I'd give the world to hear them pray. Please do it for me.
Well, you gonna go praying. You leave old Louie out of it.
All right, I'll do it. But remember, you promise not to laugh.
Don't you worry. No one's gonna be laughing. No one.
God, thank you for Christmas. Thank you for your only son. Bless all of us that are gathered here. Bless the good doctor and nurse and help them to help us. Let Mr. Varner get back to his family in time for Christmas. Make Miss Aiken well. Help Harry's finger. And please, God, let me see again. Oh, yes. And please, Lord, please let Christmas come to Detroit, Louie.
Are you sure this is the right address? This looks like a hospital to me.
Yes, this is it, all right. This is where the call came from.
Let me see that message again. I'm telling you, wow, this is a pretty big order. I know this is Christmas, but she sure is asking for a lot with that 2-minute prayer.
You should have known that it would be when you volunteered to come with me. You know, I get all the tough ones since, well...
Ah, yes, I know. You were the one that lost your wings, aren't you?
Well, what was I supposed to do? That preacher kept asking for something to heat his baptistry, and they were 20 miles from the nearest electricity.
But an electric eel? Whatever possessed you to put an electric eel in it?
Sound like a good idea at the time. And how was I supposed to know that such a tiny fish could be so powerful? Well, they lit up like Christmas trees. And if it hadn't have been for that good sister kicking the pool dry, there ain't no telling what might have happened.
Well, that's sure one baptism they'll always remember.
Yes, and so will I. I get mighty tired walking from cloud to cloud. That's why this one is so important to me. If I could just complete this one without making a mistake, then maybe I could come up for review again and maybe get my wings back.
You can really feel that Christmas spirit up here, can't you? It's a wonderful gesture. I mean, with our normal assignments, we're only assigned one child down there and allowed to grant one request, but it's as if we can feel the Christmas spirit down there and receive it our own selves up here.
I never thought of it like that before. It will be nice helping that nice little girl out down there, and in return, getting my nice shiny wings back. I do hope they remember my size.
I wouldn't be getting my hopes up too soon now, you know. Remember what happened to the last one who lost hers. She had to settle for a pair of trade-ins. I tell you, right now, you never know what happens. And we can't be rushing things. You know, we don't want to get the chariot before the horses and be planning ahead for something that might not happen. Well,
let's see now. Mr. Varner, home for Christmas. That shouldn't be too hard to arrange. Miss Aiken. Dr. Nurse. Okay, just a minute. Detroit, Louie? Merciful heavens, is that really someone's name?
well, let's see. That's what it says here. Let Christmas come to Detroit, Louie. Those are her very words.
Well, that's strange. I don't have anything on him here. My, this is going to be difficult. I tell you what, let's go down there and see for ourselves. I could grant her any wish that she wants, but this Mr. Louie, I just don't know.
Oh, somebody has gotten some of my pills. Have y'all seen my pills? Look at here. Honey, have you seen my pills? Oh, Lord, what am I going to do? Somebody's got some of them now. Oh, Lord.
You just sit down over here, honey. The doctor's calling you in a prescription. It shouldn't be too much longer.
My. What a nice young lady. But just look at her. What a mess. What on earth could have happened to her?
Now, let's not start worrying about her. She's not on our list.
But she looks so lonely. Maybe if I...
No, remember those wings.
Hello. Why are you crying?
I don't know. I guess I just don't know what else to do right now.
Well, could I get you something, miss? Maybe a drink of water?
You can get me one, mister. Can I have one, Louie?
Harry, put a sock in it. Water ain't for drinking. It'll rust your windpipe.
My. This is going to be difficult.
Is there a telephone here? There's one back in the lab. I can check and see if the doctor's done with it.
No. It's okay. He wouldn't be home anyway, and he wouldn't come. Look at here, honey. Look at here. It ain't all that bad now. It ain't like it's the end of the world or something, sugar. Well, it might as well end. It has for me.
Mister, stop it, Louie. It gets me in here. Seeing a woman cry.
Yeah?
It reminds me of the night I broke my Mabel's nose.
Honey, listen, why don't you tell Miss Aiken all about it? Don't keep that pinned up inside. You need to talk to somebody. Why don't you just let me die? You knew I wanted to, or else I wouldn't have taken all those pills.
No, miss, you didn't want to die. You thought you did. Deep down, you thought you did. But you came here because you want to live. That's why you're here. You still want to live.
But I don't want to live anymore. I'd rather die than face Jimmy and tell him that, oh, just leave me alone.
It isn't that bad. Hasn't faced it before. You should just talk to him and tell him the truth.
Poor Jimmy. He saved for weeks so that we could finally have a Christmas, and now this. How can I ever face him?
Well, where do we start? What do you think? Have you decided which one to grant their request yet? What about the old lady? Perhaps a stabbing pain down her side would get us started, and then...
I just don't know. This young woman here worries me. I think we should do something for her. What if she should try something desperate again?
But she's not on the list.
Maybe you're right. Let's see now. If I just knew which one she really wanted. The doctor. That should be easy enough. Her eyes. Maybe we can. This St. Louis, do you have any suggestions on him?
Well, St. Louis, how in the world could you say that? I hope that didn't hear you.
Merciful heavens, did I say that?
Saving for Christmas. If I hear that again, I'm gonna throw open the window here and have Harry jump out of it. Can't you people talk about anything other than Christmas?
Well, I tell you what. Maybe we could talk about pool rooms and card games. Maybe that'd be more to your liking, Mr. Las Vegas.
Look here, sister. Maybe I don't know all there is to know about Christmas, but one thing I do know is sitting around here praying about it ain't gonna get you nothing but calluses on your kneecaps. If you want something, you gotta take it. If you wanna see it happen, you just gotta make it happen.
Dear me, this is going to take some doing. And this young woman, She's so sad, I just can't leave her out.
But she's not on the list.
Then we'll have to go back and have her included. I can't have her spending Christmas like this. And what about the others? Just look at them. I can't leave them out. I'll never be able to decide which miracle to grant.
All right. If we leave now, we should have enough time to make it.
But what if they should leave? It's getting close to time now, and we won't have time to go out and find them. You go back. I'll keep the doctor busy. They're not going anywhere without seeing him. And besides, this Mr. Louie, he may prove to be quite a problem.
All right, but promise me one thing. You won't mess this one up.
Don't ever sell prayer short, young man. You'd be surprised what a simple prayer can do.
Simple prayer. I ain't seen no miracles around here. And that prayer I heard, that's about the most simple one I've ever heard.
You promised you wouldn't laugh, and now you're making fun?
Look, I'm sorry. It's just, what you had to go and mention me in that for? I had a clean record before you had to go and throw my name up there to the big man.
Mr. Louie, don't you feel anything at all? Doesn't Christmas mean at least a little something to you?
Sure it does. Pretty soon I'm going to put on my red snowsuit and go scamper across the roof with the reindeer. We got to get out of here. I'm going to be nuttier than they are. So you think we could relieve them of a little something before we go?
Louie, you said I could have the rest of the day off. Besides, they ain't got nothing worth lifting. I already checked. They're in worse shape than we are.
Look, that pot bench is going to be mighty drafty tonight. And those hot dogs we had for breakfast, they ain't going to tide us over through tomorrow.
But look at them, Louie. I bet there ain't $5 in between them. Can't we just go and knock the window out like last year? At least they'll feed us and lock us where it's warm for a few days.
Harry, do I need to have the doctor come out here and check your pockets for his wristwatch?
All right, Louie, you win. But talk with them a few minutes and let me limber up.
All right.
I wonder what's taking her so long. I do wish she'd hurry.
Hey, you feel better, miss?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh. Well, I tell you what, I wish I could say the same. Oh, dear me, I got this pain, and it starts right here, and it's going down my leg.
Did it come about here?
Yes.
And then down to about here?
Yes, well, honey, how'd you know?
My grandma complained of that same kind of pain before we had to send her off to the funny farm.
Well, I never.
I really wish they'd hurry up with those prescriptions.
Oh, to be young again. Just to be young again. Have a place to go. I just wished I had a place to go. Be young again.
I wish he would hurry too. I do hope he's found someone who can help me.
He's trying, darling. You just never know how hard. These specialists are busy people, and you can't just call one in on a moment's notice.
No, I guess not. I can't wonder if things would be different if I had something I could pay him.
No, honey, even if you had $1 million, that wouldn't change anything. The doctor you need just isn't available. But as soon as he is, I promise you will have him.
Would you like a magazine?
No, thank you. I don't read too well without my glasses.
Sure is a lively group. I've had better evenings than this in solitary.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Hey, say, old man, you don't think your son forgot about you, do you?
No, he'll be back. He hasn't forgotten me. He will be back.
Sure he will.
Can I get you anything, ma'am? A glass of water, maybe?
No, thank you. There's nothing anyone can do right now.
Has anybody got the time? I can't find my watch anywhere.
Sure, Doc. It's, I seem to have misplaced mine, too.
Okay. Nurse, if you'd like, you can take the rest of the night off. I can take it from here. I know you got some last-minute Christmas shopping you have to take care of for the end of tonight.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just finish up here if that's all.
Julie, sorry. I still haven't heard anything yet. Maybe we'll have better luck after the holidays, or maybe he's been called out of town.
Please, doctor, please try again. It's Christmas, and I can't go home without knowing something.
Okay, it's useless, but I'll keep trying. I got your medicine on its way. It'll be a few more minutes, okay? And I've got you some extra strong capsules. They'll last you through the holidays.
God bless you, doctor. Bless you, child.
Hey, Doc, how about Harry here? His finger's still in terrible pain.
Oh, yeah, I about forgot about you. What's your trouble again?
It's still my finger. I fear it may have set up gangrene or something.
Yeah.
Gangrene, huh? Okay. Can you stand a little bit of pain?
Doc, this is Harry. He's razor blades for breakfast. Anything a sawbone can dish out, he's got it. He can have it. Can't you have it?
If you say so, Louie.
All right.
Ah!
Harry!
Just a sprain.
Harry!
All right. As soon as it comes to, everything will be just fine.
Doc!
He must have missed those razor blades for breakfast.
Harry!
Nurse, would you be so kind as to get him some smelling salts?
Harry!
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Mr. Varner, I got somebody coming for you as soon as we get your paperwork processed.
Someone, my son, he's still here, isn't he?
Pardon me, Mr. Varner, I might be mistaken on that. Let me check on that for you, okay? Sometimes I wish I was
Oh,
cleaning
no.
up dishes or...
What have you done? I should have known better than to leave you
Sometimes
here
I also
alone.
wish I was cleaning up
He's
sewers as
only
well.
fainted.
I mean, look at him. He doesn't even know. And her, she thinks that we can actually find someone to operate on her eyes.
Is it that hopeless?
It is that hopeless.
Tell me truthfully, is there anyone who can help her?
Sure there is. I talked to him today. He was really interested in the case until we started talking about his fee. It seems the Christmas spirit hasn't quite gotten to him yet. Isn't handling any charity cases at this time, he says.
And him? How are we going to tell him that his kid left him in an old folks home?
How do you tell a man whose only son, whom he saved and slaved for all these years, has suddenly decided he doesn't need him anymore? You tell me how to tell him, and then I will.
All right, well, how about it, nurse? Give me a lily to stick in his hands or some smelling salts.
Oh, yeah. Right back.
Yeah.
I should have known better than to leave you here alone. What have you done now?
He's only fainted. Well, can we include all of them?
No, they said not. They said that you were a bad risk anyway.
Well, if that's the way it has to be.
Well, they said they had even gone too far granting you this one request this time.
But did you tell them about the others? They can make an exception this one time.
Yes, I told them. And that's when they said that they had gone against their better judgment, allowing you this one case.
Well, I'll just have to make this one miracle count.
All right, nurse, hurry up. Come on, Harry.
Did anyone get his license number?
It's okay,
It was a
Harry.
green
Hey,
truck.
everybody, Harry's okay. Harry's fine. You're fine, aren't you, pal?
Let's get out of here, Louie. I don't feel so good.
Well, how'd you make out? You know, with the money, I mean.
Money?
Yeah.
Louie, they're so broke, you could pop your knuckles in their pockets and get an echo.
Like broke?
Broke.
What are they talking about? Are they pickpockets?
I'm afraid so.
Oh, no.
Don't let them worry you, Louie. I didn't clip the blind girl. We do have our ethics, you know.
Well, at least they still have a little spark in there.
Don't worry, Harry. I got her while you were passed out.
Oh no.
Just sit here for a while and rest and get your strength back.
I guess I may as well go. If he had gotten him, he'd been back by now. Nurse, would you call that number I gave you? They said somebody was going to pick me up if I didn't get to stay this time. Mr. Varner, other grandsons of yours give you the biggest Christmas you've ever had.
Oh, they will, they will. You wait till they open those presents I have for them.
Harry, hope your finger doesn't hurt much. You will be able to work again, won't you?
Oh, I can't completely stop yet.
There's no need to call. I can drop you off on my way home. Just let me go put up some files first.
Okay, well, go ahead. She asked to see. Go ahead and grant her request.
Dear me, I just don't know. She asked for so much. What if she would rather have one of her other wishes instead?
Are you serious? She's blind. What more could she want than to be able to see again?
I guess you're right. I do hope that I'm not making a mistake. I can't afford another one.
Detroit Louie, that's a silly name. What is your name? Your real name, I mean?
What are you talking about? That is my name. I didn't know my own name, huh? What do you want to know for?
That's all right. I have my reasons.
Well, whatever your reasons, you leave Detroit Louie out of it.
But you are in them. In fact, I've got real big plans, and you're in the very center of every one of them. I would feel a lot better if I could call a real name my prayers instead of some silly old nickname like Detroit Louie, though.
Look, I told you once, I don't want your prayers, and I don't need your prayers.
But you already heard me. I mean, I said, Lord, let Christmas come to Detroit Louie, and I'm going to keep praying until something comes and softens that old heart of yours. Honestly, I don't think it's as hard as you pretend it is anyhow.
Well, what's the matter? Why don't you go ahead and grant her request?
I'm just not sure. If I could be absolutely sure that seeing is what she wants above everything else.
Please, let's not argue. We have enough issues without arguing amongst ourselves. Look, it's snowing outside. Ground's almost covered.
I wish I could see. I'll bet it's just wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful. Just wait until tomorrow when the traffic has splashed it all around and the smoke and ash settles in. Just see how wonderful it is then.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, just look at that snow. The children are already out there playing in it, y'all. Look at that one over there. He don't even have a coat on. Ain't that just like a little boy? He's just rolled up snow in his hands, and he acts like it ain't even cold.
Ought to try sleeping in it one night. Might make a startling discovery.
Does it show any sign of letting up? You know what I think I'll do? I think I'll tell my boys, or tell my son, that if the boys hadn't seen it yet, just let them sleep in. And then in the morning, old Grandpa, I'll go in there, and if they hadn't seen it snowing yet, I'm going to wake them up and say, look at this old present your grandpa's got for you. And I'll go over there and I'll throw open those curtains, and there it'll be. They'll know their old grandpa loves them then.
Yeah. And how about you throw in some rainbows and bluebirds while you're at it, old man? Why don't you face it? You ain't going home. You're stuck here. You're ditched, deserted. They forgot about you.
No, I'm going home. I promise you I'm going. Nurse, you tell him I am going home. I am going home.
I hope you're satisfied. What little hope that old man has is gone now, thanks to you. Are you proud of yourself, Mr. Detroit Louie?
All right. I've had it. Up to here with them, Harry. Up to here. Christmas, that's all I hear about. It's a crutch. Just like this when you're walking on here, you old man. Why don't you face it? You ain't going home. You're stuck here. And you, oh, I can't face him. It's Christmas. So you try the pills. And that don't even work. And you little blind girl, you want to see a star up in the sky. It ain't there. You ain't going to see it today because you're blind. You're going to be blind tomorrow. And 10,000 Christmases, you still got to be blind. Harry, let's get out of here.
Mr. Louie.
What?
It just doesn't matter anymore. I don't care if I never see again. I like to see just one thing, though. I like to be there with eyes wide open when it happens, and it will happen. Because just as sure as there's a God in heaven, Christmas will come to Detroit.
No, don't do it.
Harry? Did you hear that?
Hear what? What did it sound like?
I don't know. It's kind of like a harp or something.
I think you better sit down.
I don't feel so good.
If you hear it again, you had better listen real close. I don't imagine you'll be hearing many harps later on.
Oh.
Don't talk about them harps no more, Louie. Suddenly, I don't feel so good either.
Well, what do we do now? You've just bestowed our one Christmas wish on a pickpocket and robbed a little blind girl of her sight and happiness.
I don't know what came over me. Have you ever heard such sincerity in a little child? The way she said Christmas will come to Detroit, Louie? I guess that's what did it.
But take a good look at him. You've granted our one wish Christmas gesture on him. Isn't he darling?
Harry, I don't feel so good. Even you're beginning to look good to me, Harry. Oh.
I don't care what he is. I still think I chose right this Christmas. If Christ came to this earth to live and die for this kind of people, I only think it proper to introduce him to one on his birthday.
But look at these others. You've given away that one Christmas gift that you could have taken a chance and bestowed on one of these others. What about them? What about the little girl who would like to see again? What about this old man? He'll be going to a place that's dim and dark, and he'll probably die before the end of the next year if they put him in that dim, dark place they call a rest home.
But don't you see, their needs are on the outside, daily needs. If he should die tonight, he could get a Christmas gift tomorrow that far surpasses imagination. And her, she's blind, but what if she never beholds this old world? Will it dim the glory of heaven when she does? Louie's needs are on the inside. Why do you think that his name wasn't recorded in our records? Simply because no one has ever bothered to lift his name in prayer before. I saw my chance and I grabbed it. You stand back out of my way. I may have to hitch a ride back tonight, but one thing is for sure. Christmas is coming to Detroit, Louie.
Listen, do I hear bells?
No, that can be sleigh bells.
It's him! I gotta see the reindeers!
Merry Christmas, everyone. Do you mind if I come in and warm up for a minute?
No, not at all. Let me grab you a chair.
Was that you ringing them bells?
It was I. See, we have a pot out on the street for the orphans, and well, the other guy must have got sick and had to go home. So as soon as I can get this numbness out of my hands, I'm going to get back out there. My ringing didn't startle you, did it?
Me? No, it kind of shook up the blindy for a moment, but not me.
Lord, why, Mr. Nashville, you're singing a Christmas carol.
Well, sure. Can a guy sing a carol to himself?
Well, yeah, honey, but a Christmas carol?
Is that a Bible you have there? Are you a preacher?
I guess you could call me that. See, all of us at headquarters have to serve an apprenticeship out on the streets. Some preach, some minister. Me, I just stand on the street corner and ring a bell.
But why pick this corner? You'll be lucky if someone doesn't steal your pot instead of contributing to it.
It was kind of a hasty decision. Well, thanks for letting me warm back up. I guess I need to get back out there to it. I just remembered. We have a ruling down at headquarters that we can't take anything from anyone unless we give them something back in return. Is there anything that I can do for you folks?
But all we do is offer you a chair. You don't owe us anything.
Yes, I do. You offered me warmth and fellowship on Christmas. What more can a man ask for? How about this? Since it is Christmas, and I do have my Bible, how about I read us a Christmas story?
Oh, I don't know about that. What about it, Mr. Louie?
Huh? Yeah, sure, no problem. It's free country. You can read the story. Oh.
In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world, and everyone went to their own town to register. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in swaddling clothes and placed him in a manger, because there was no room available for them in the inn. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you, which is Christ the Lord." Suddenly a great company of the heavenly host appeared with the angel, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth, peace, goodwill towards men." And after Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem and asked Herod, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." Then Herod sent them to Bethlehem, and when they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child and his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasure and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.
Oh, my, what a beautiful story. It seems to get prettier every time I hear it.
Just think of it, just a tiny babe in a manger.
And that star, just think of that star hanging there twinkling silently in the sky. They could see it for miles and miles.
Hey, pal. Are you sure that's the same story? That ain't the one I've been hearing all these years.
It's the same one, all right. Perhaps that's the first time you actually really listened to it.
Well, I've done my part. Merry Christmas, everyone. Yeah. Hey, wait a minute, pal. I got a question. So, if all these wise men went to go see the baby, and they took all these gifts, but they went home empty-handed, then why they call them wise?
That's another one of God's great mysteries, Louie.
Uh-huh.
It gives you something to think about.
Yeah.
And when you got it figured out,
Yep.
you'll have the key to Christmas.
Yeah. Thanks. Hang on. What kind of answer was that? Huh.
There ain't no pot out there at all.
That's funny. I didn't see one when I came in either.
You know what? He was a strange one, wasn't he? Have y'all ever heard anybody read a story with more feeling? I could have listened to that man talk all night long.
You know, I didn't think of it then, but did you notice there wasn't a snowflake on him? He didn't have a hat on, and there wasn't a snowflake anywhere on his body.
Oh well, there's no need of worrying about it now. Are you ready to go? Do you want to tell everyone goodbye?
Merry Christmas, everyone. I wish I had a gift I could give all of you. Well, I didn't get my gift either. Maybe if I had been bearing gifts instead of seeking them, I would have gone back a different way.
That's it! That's it! That's what the man said! They really were wise men! Don't you see?
But you're forgetting the most important part. It's also the birth of Christ.
I didn't forget that part. Don't you see? It was a gift. God gave his son. And his son gave his life. And his death, it gave us hope.
You know, I never thought of our Christmas, or our gifts, our Christmas gifts like that. When you look at it that way, they take on a whole new meaning. They are more than just tinsel.
Yeah, we have a tendency to cheapen it, don't we? I mean, he gave his life for us, and we just roll out a new shiny bike or put a new doll in his place and just push him in the background.
Yeah, but
He must have known how it would be. He knew that the Christmas spirit was dying with him. must have known the Christmas spirit was dying with him. Come to think of it, every day he was here upon this earth was like Christmas. He just went around giving gifts everywhere he went.
Yes, he did. And he never asked anything in return.
But you know, then as the evening shadows was falling on Calvary, he knew that that Christmas spirit was dying with him. He knew that it was going away with him. You remember what he said? It's finished.
Like a little girl after the last present has been opened. How you hate to think it's over. You wait and plan and dream. And suddenly, it's finished. Christmas is gone.
And all you're left with is an armload of wrapping paper, some clothes that don't fit, and that awful empty feeling.
Yeah, but it don't have to be that way. Don't you see, they really were wise men. It's all about giving. As long as we're receiving, we'll be left empty. We have to give, just like the wise men they gave. Harry, come on, let's go.
What's going on in here?
Hey, Doc! All right, listen here, you bunch. We're taking Doc here for a little ride, and you ain't gonna have Christmas without him, so what? You just stay right here.
Where are you taking him?
Harry, tell him.
It's like he said.
Oh, no! No! They're taking him for a ride! Do y'all know what that means? Do you know what that means? It's the bottom of the river for him!
Now, it's not that bad. Lady, you've been watching too much television.
He didn't seem to be such a bad man.
Yeah, I mean, Harry was the bad one, and he was as bad as a baby kitten.
Oh, well, you know, I did think he was kind of cute.
But what are we going to do now? Do we call the police?
No, we can't do that. They might really be in some trouble, so we can't do that. So I tell you what, I don't seem to be going nowhere anyway, so let's just sit back and see what happens.
Well, there they sit. You've certainly given them a Christmas they'll remember.
Well, you don't have to remind me. I feel bad enough without you rubbing it in. I guess I've done all I can do. I don't guess he's coming back. We better get started if we're going to make it back in time enough for the Christmas party. I sure am going to miss those wings. Wait a minute. You don't think?
Betty, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Jimmy, what are you doing here? How'd you find me?
No, sit down. You need to rest, especially now that,
You mean they told you? And you're not angry?
Angry? What do you take me for? I've been running down the hallway screaming, Daddy, Daddy, just to hear it echo.
Oh, Dad, thank goodness you're still here. Come on, it's time to go home.
Yes, and please hurry. The kids are probably tearing the house down by
But
now.
John, where you been? What took you so long?
Well, you see, here, don't forget your coat to start with. Well, I still really am not sure. Some guy broke into the house, and they called him Harry or something like that. And they told the kids that you was being locked up and that you wouldn't be home for Christmas.
Yes, and every moment we wait can mean disaster.
Okay.
Wait. This Harry guy. He did, what he said, did he really mean it? Was he for real?
The kids thought of that for a little while, but in the end, no, they didn't believe him.
Come on, Dad. Let's go home.
All right, come on, Doc. In here. She's in here. Let's go. Let's go, Doc. Come on.
Here she is, Doc. This is the one I was telling you about.
Yeah.
You have your nerve dragging me out in the middle of the night.
Well,
While I'm here, I might as well take a look at her. I think I can do it. Have her at my office first thing Monday morning.
all right, Harry.
Come on, honey, let's go home. Well, no, not home. We've got some celebrating to do. How does a nice chocolate sundae with all the toppings sound?
Oh, dear. What about me?
I got something for you. Something that you've always wanted. A full body x-ray, all trimmed in a fruitwood frame. Yes. I know it. Yes.
Say it ain't so.
Come on back. I got it. Let's get going.
You feel better now, Louie?
Harry, for the first time in my life, I believe I do.
But where do we go from here? I sure dread that snow out there.
You know, I was thinking, if we go down the sidewalk and bump into one of those policemen, and he just happens to recognize us.
You mean back to jail again? Christmas dinner, warm beds, and all the gang?
And if we hurry, we'll hear the chaplain read the story again. I think I like that. One more time.
They said, let there be lights. And there's lights. And we'll get the mic turned on. Oh, yeah. And there let there be sound. And there. How about a big round of applause? Are they coming back out? Come on back out. I think they need a standing ovation. My, what a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful story. And Harry, you did it. Only because of the angels.
Yeah.
One more time, big round of applause. These two ladies right here, Amanda, Miss Janice. Thank you. Where's all of the carpenters and everybody else? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Thank you for coming and taking a part and enjoying a great, great play this afternoon. I am going to, you got to pray and you got to pray in Detroit Louie. Isn't that what y'all want to hear? Pray us out of here.
I don't think he would hear me like that, so let's bow our heads.
God, thank you so much for letting us all come together here and gather today for a play that, Lord, I hope that just totally reflected you and the love you had for us to send your son to us and to die for us. I pray a special blessing on every person and family represented here. Be with them through the holidays. Give everyone safe travels and help us to all remember that your birth, Jesus' birth, is the reason for all this season. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you all for coming. God bless you. Merry Christmas and be safe.